Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see the summary of Land, Women's Breath and Speech by P. Sivagami. This was an original speech in Tamil by P. Sivagami. The Tamil title is Nilam, Pengalin Moochum Pechum, which is the meaning of women's breath and speech. And in this essay, she talks about land. And she says that how can we measure a colossal force by a narrow term land? Because she associates the term land with Tinai. Tinai is one form. We divide the lands into 5 different forms, and Tinai is one form. And Tinai means it is not just the land but also all the living organisms, including the plants in Tinai land. And she says that one culture is naming the land based on the plants which are growing there. And then she traces the history of naming the land and proclaims it was named after the language spoken by the man and his lineage in that land. And after discussing the term and naming of land, she surveys how man possessed the right to hold private property. For this, she traces it back to the beginning of human civilization when human beings began to appropriate lands. She suggests the land should have been divided based on the source of living. Finally, she talks about the history of the system of providing land. Here she asserts that it is the British land disbursement system which began private ownership of land in India. She also talks of the history of properties of caste groups. She articulates that it began with Mughals' rule. Zamindari system is explained. Zamindars are given land in order to assist the king with armed forces during war. When the government is weak, the Zamindar claims the land to be his own. She says in Tamil Nadu, those who possess such lands were called as Mirasdas. Then begins leasing the land to farmers. According to her, untouchable farmers were denied the right to hold the land. They remained only as landless coolies and bonded laborers. That is, they can work in the land, but they are not the owners of the land, and they will have to accept what the owners of the land are paying them, either in the form of the products, the produce from the land, or through cash. And she furthermore talks about the Land Ceiling Act of 1961, which fixes the maximum size of land holding that an individual or a family can own. Land which is over and above the ceiling limit was called surplus land. If the individual or family owns more land than the ceiling limit, the surplus land is taken away with or without paying compensation to original owners, and this ensures the politicians of land looting. The land in India is also possessed by the non-residential Indians who never even visit the land, but actually those who are in need of the land and for whom it is the source of livelihood do not possess the land. Thus, she ironically ridicules the system. She complains that the land is not given to those who carry out the agricultural labor, and furthermore, the land is never given to a woman. Women's breath and speech comes from the Tamil idiom which means life. The breath and speech symbolically denotes being alive. The land is considered as a livelihood of women, which provides her a place to fall back upon. She insists the system to provide land for the women. The land becomes a space where women can exercise their freedom, achieve financial stability, and it is also a commodity which gives the women confidence and pride. The space can be analogous with the space which Virginia Woolf demands a woman to have in rooms of one's own. The land which is associated with women also has a feminine quality in the Tamil culture as well as Indian culture. The land, which is called as Mother Earth and Bhuma Devi, paves way to an ecofeministic standpoint where the land as well as women are worshipped. Thus, the land must be taken as a metaphor rather than a literal space. The land is seen as a third space which gives freedom to the women through economical independence. Thus, the land is not mere land but an identity. The land is not a mere commodity but source of pride and confidence. This is a very short summary of this essay. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box. Like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.